Well, hey, we've got a couple awesome ladies here that are going to share about their experiences with Connect groups. We have Michelle Naperkowski and we have Kelly Detlaff. Kelly and Greg Detlaff host a Connect group out of their home, and Michelle and Stephen attend with their family. And we just kind of wanted to have a moment where we could kind of just hear from them on their experience. And let me just start with you, Kelly. Was there anything that held you back from hosting a group? And what convinced you to take a chance?
I think one of the biggest ones was obviously time, being a family and having kids and trying to figure out schedule wise. And then actually Andy had asked me one day at Forest Bowl, she's like, do you ever think about hosting a Connect group? And then I went home with Greg and he was like, we should do it. So then we looked at our schedule and we had two dates, Mondays or Fridays. And we're like, those are really hard days for either one. So we just went with Mondays, and they've worked out really well with our group. And it's been an awesome journey so far.
And Michelle, you obviously, your family attends Kelly's group. Was there a mental checklist that you had to go through before attending her group, or was there any reluctance? And if so, what?
I hope not a mental checklist. I mean, I feel like we're pretty friendly, but
yeah, no mental checklist. It was just basically God saying this is the right time. When we were in church and you kept playing that prayer series video, I felt that check, like this is for us. You know, it's been years since we've wanted to do it, but we could never because of the children. So I brought it up to Steve. He's like, yeah, it sounds great, but we can't do it. We can't get a sitter for the kids for that many days. It's just not going to work. So I went back to church, you know, the next week, and the video came back on, and I felt that same check in my spirit. And I said, okay, God, I hear you, but we can't do this how it's working. So if you figure it out, fine, I'll do it. And then the next day I get the email from you saying, okay, these are all the lists of the people. And Kelly said, oh, bring your kids. And I'm like, whoa, this is for us now. Okay, it's on. So that's when I knew it was our turn to go to Connect group. So
what, Michelle, what's been a highlight for you? You and Stephen, you can speak for Stephen, I'm sure, as well, but what's been a highlight or a joy that you've received in attending?
It's good every day, every time we go, to get to talk to people and know them more. But I think the coolest thing is just when I go to church on Saturdays, people that I would never have talked to before, just not that I wouldn't want to, I just didn't know them at all. Now they're coming up to me, I'm coming up to them. It's just super easy and effortless, which that's not easy for me to just go talk to people. So it's cool. Now I know their names, they know mine. We know how are the kids, how are this and that, or, you know, so that's been, I think that's been the biggest surprise for me.
So how about you, Kelly? What's been really maybe a big surprise for you, or just a highlight?
Well, I would say just like the days, like Mondays are so hard, I think, to start our week off. But now that we're kind of on our 2-week break, we've all like, oh, wait, like our week is not kind of complete now because we haven't had home group. So we kind of missed it, even though we're not there. But I would agree with Michelle, like having the connections that we've made, being able to check in, do life together, like we're in different seasons with the kids, but we know like, our oldest are kind of all the same age. And so when we can be like, hey, how's it going with you? And have those quick check-ins, it's really awesome to be like, okay, we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. I don't really have any negatives. So it's really been such a cool experience.
Well, nothing negative. That is a powerful testimony in and of itself. But I loved it, Kelly, at the end where you talked about getting together, and obviously we all go through challenges in our life, but you mentioned the fact that you can speak to one another and say, we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. And you get supported that way. And it really epitomizes the fact that we were not made to walk alone. Every single one of us was created to pursue community, because our lives and faith are strengthened when we cultivate real Christ-centered relationships. And that's exactly what we want Connect groups to become. We want them to become kind of an extended family, a time where you can meet people and get supported. And if anything that Kelly said or Michelle said might have spoke to your heart, you might be interested in maybe attending a group, or maybe even like Kelly and Greg, being open to hosting a group in your home. Well, we'd love to talk to you. So please reach out to me, Dave at secondplacechurch.com, and I'll respond back to you and we'll go from there. All right. Thank you so much.